salutations, it's your girl Ahnya, and I'm back with another one. Greetings and salutations, it's your girl Ahnya. Make sure you like this video. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Hey, subscribe.
Greetings and salutations, it's your girl Anastasia, and I am here with another video. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a little voiceover, and this is really just to get ready with me. I just decided to pick up the camera and film this look, and I'm happy that I did because it turned out super well, and it's super easy for you to do. So starting off, I just started off with my brows. I used the Benefit Go Proof Brow Pencil in the color 5. Sometimes I'll go down to 4.5 to 5. It just depends on my mood and if my brows are done. So it's really good. It is kind of expensive. It's like $28, but if you're looking for something that's, you know, easy for you to control with your hands, this one is good. And they have a precise one, and then they have the thicker ones. So then next I ended up concealing my eyebrows, and I went in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Fawn, and I just kind of clean up my brows and make them have a defined shape. That's the whole purpose of the concealer, is just to make your eyebrows look cleaner. And then I ended up filling in the middle of my eyebrows because I like to give myself a natural fade, but if you already have a fade, you don't need to do this step. I just like it for coverage, and it just works for me. Then I end up going in with a brush and bringing that concealer down to my eyelids. I use concealer as a primer, but there are eyeshadow primers out there that you can use, but I just find it easier and it's just one less step. So I just bring that eyeshadow down and blend it out as best as I can, and then I blend the top out. But you just want to be careful with how much product you put at the top of your brows and at the bottom, and make sure you're really blending them out, or else you're going to have, when you go to take pictures, you're going to be able to see all of that concealer. So just make sure that you're taking your time to blend that out. And I use a brush because it's just much easier for me to clean my eyebrows up with. But it's just totally up to you and what you prefer, but it's easier to go in with the brush and just start to clean it up. And I just use a regular like eyeshadow brush or blending brush. So now you can kind of see me adding a little bit more concealer just to have a little bit more coverage towards the top of my eyelids. And then I just blend that out with the brush a little more so that I just am fully covered on my eyelids. So if you're already covered, like, you don't need to add any more product, but if you just want a little more product on just to be fully covered, then I suggest you do that. Here I'm going in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I just put that all over my face before I do my foundation. It just helps the foundation to sit better. Then I went in with my Maybelline Fit Me in 355 Coconut 24 Hour, and I just put that on my face. And then I went in with the Covergirl in like Golden Amber as for concealer. And you could just see me kind of blending that out. I'm just using my foundation brush to blend that out. It just gives me like, it just helps the products to sit a little better. Then I took just a little small brush and I blended out that concealer. I find it easier to use brushes to blend out my concealer, especially when they dry, versus a beauty blender. It just kind of causes, like, the sponge doesn't sit well with the face at first. So I just use a brush first to like blend everything out and get it to how I want it, and then I use the sponge to sink everything, if that makes sense. So this is me going back in with my foundation brush. I don't have any extra product on. I'm just kind of blending it out, blending the edges out so you can't see the roughness around the concealer. So here I'm taking my Sacha Buttercup setting powder. It's like in Banana, I believe is the shade. And I'm just putting it on there and just baking a little bit. I'm just kind of setting this concealer into my face so that it's not creasing or it's not shifting. And then I just take a clean brush and like dust it off. You don't have to use that brush. You can use any blending brush or powder brush to kind of blend it away. I just used whatever was next to me, honestly, guys. And I just blend that out and take that powder off. And you'll see me here, I'm just putting the rest of the powder that I had left on that blender, and I'm just making sure that my eyelids don't crease. So I'm just putting it on there because I'm not using much eyeshadow today. So that's just a preference, because I know when I do use a lot of eyeshadow, I normally don't prep with powder, but I'm not using much eyeshadow, so I'm just making sure that concealer isn't shifting. Here I'm contouring with the Black Radiance medium to dark contour palette, and I'm just kind of going for my cheeks, under that where I put that concealer, my forehead, and sometimes I do my double chin so that no one can see. And it's a good trick, just in case like you forgot to blend some foundation. It just kind of helps to blend everything together if you like miss a spot. And I'm just going over my nose a little bit. You can use a smaller brush for more control. So then I'm taking the Sculpt and I'm just putting that over that powder so I just don't have any flashback. That's my rule of thumb. I don't like flashback when I'm taking pictures, so I just use like a foundation powder or sculpting powder to go over. And here I'm taking my Laura Mercier blush, and I'm just adding a little blush on the cheeks and the nose. I was blowing my lashes, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so extra. But I'm just adding my lashes here. You could use a smaller lash. The smaller the band, the easier to put them on. But I've been loving the bigger the lash lately, so I'm just putting on some big lashes for pictures. And I added a little highlight. I used the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats, and I mixed it with cognac candy, and I just put that on. Then I added a little bit of eyeshadow. I used the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the Cypress Umber or whatever, or Umber Cypress, whatever it's called. And here I'm just going in with my NYX pencil in the color brown, and I'm just using that for a lip liner. And then I'm going to add some gloss on top, just regular gloss. And then I topped it off with the there's the NYX Butter Gloss and like Palatine, and I just put a little bit of that in the middle just to give it like an ombre effect. It's super pretty and it's gorgeous. Like, when I tell you guys you should do this. Then I just added a little shimmer on top of my eyeshadow because it just looked a little plain. And that's all, guys. That's really all, and that's it. It's super easy. I hope you try it. Make sure you tag me. I added this lovely photo of myself so you can see how it looked. Have a good day. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.
Subscribe to the channel, ayy, ayy. Hit that bell, ayy, ayy. Hit that bell. Like